Salute, MobTube. How is everybody today? Let me take a look. Stephen Morinello said he's getting ready. Good, Stephen. Good to hear. Edward Everett. Oh, that's not good news. I'm sorry to hear that. I hope you're feeling better soon. JR Boston. Miss Can't Be Wrong. I'll give it some time. Wait till we get some people in here. Brooklyn Rob 1. What's up, bro? We could talk about some addiction and recovery things today. I hope everybody's enjoying the weather. It's beautiful here. About 70 degrees and sunny. I'm loving it. Vinny Cards. What's up, bro? If you're new, welcome. I watch Baywatch, John Eppie, Polo Snap. The Gargini brothers of Chicago are looking for FBS. Watch out. I don't know who that is, but thanks for being here, Polo Snap. See who else we get. Might move slowly because it is an addiction and recovery show. And I'm doing it a little earlier than my usual streams. I think tonight I'm going to come back on, even if it's not until 9, 10 o'clock, because I got some other stuff I want to say to some people. I'm not going to do it on this show because, I like to keep these strictly about the topic at hand. But, Tommy B, what's up, bro? How you doing? Give me a few minutes, guys, and I'll get into it. Let me just get some people in here. Brooklyn Rob 1 said FBS 88 here in South Florida. Nice. You should be in the water, bro, in the ocean, in a pool, something. Otis Driftwood, what's up, bro? How you doing, my friend? Good to see you. I haven't seen you in a while. Figure you're just working. Polo Snap, all the Gargini. I'll just say Gargini brothers are fake mobsters that people use to scare people. Polo Snap 88 is a Nazi dog whistle. Yeah, I'm aware. I'm all right, Miss Can't Be Wrong. I'm having a little bit of a down day, but I'll be all right. Otis Driftwood, good to see you soon. My donations tomorrow. All right, cool, bro. Yeah, whatever you could do, it's appreciated. Thank you. Sven Larson, salute to you. Good to see you. We get a few more people in here, guys, and then we'll get going. Cecil Clanton, what's up, bro? It's building slowly but surely. Irish style. What's up, my man? How you doing? Good to see all you guys. It's always good, even on a bad day. It's good to come in here and know that you guys will be hanging out with me. Joey Electric. How you doing, bro? Otis Driftwood. I said I'll send my donations tomorrow. Fuck that up. Oh, I got you. All good, man. I appreciate it. MRE Fertilizer Management. Hi, FBS. That's funny. Polo Snap, can you take that Gotti picture down now because you keep saying you were going to do it? I was. And now there seems to be a campaign to get me to do it. So just to be a ball breaker, I'm going to keep it up just for a little while because nobody tells me what to do. So, they're not good. They have to figure out the psychology of FBS. They just don't have it down yet. I'm sorry to hear that. I hope it gets better. This can't be wrong. Oh, my God. Oh, you got a food truck on the beach? Oh, that's wonderful. What the fuck is this? Is this the We Press Charges movement? Oh, that's hurtful, Bert. But I think a lot of people do. So, be gone, be gone. Let's see. Vincent Sorelli is here. What do you mean? Oh, you just sign it, Jimmy. I got you. You always sign your comments. You should put up a picture of Gotti Jr. No, I'm good on that. Uh, let's see. What in the world? Stu Gotts. How you doing? All right, so we're up to 44 people. Joey Electric said on Hulu. Crip Matt. Marie Sorelli, you're here too. So, Jimmy, I'll drop the link in a little bit. Just keep reminding me. I want to get something else out of the way first. Since we're doing an addiction and recovery show, I thought this was probably a good time to talk about this. I did get your text, Frank. See, I responded. So, all right. So, listen. So, earlier this week, okay, this can't really be ignored. We're doing an addiction recovery show. Earlier this week, we all witnessed something pretty disturbing. Okay, there was another YouTuber who was in a full-on, heroin nod and just couldn't even stand up, was dropping things, handling a weapon, bent over completely like he was kissing his feet. It was not a pretty thing to see, and I'm not making fun of him at all. I feel terrible for this guy. Now, it was on full display what he's going through. See, this is kind of like the MRE thing. You can deny certain things, but you can't deny facts. You can't deny what's right in front of you, even if it fits your narrative or makes you feel better. You could try, but the people around you are going to know you're full of shit. So we all saw that, and it was bad. I hadn't seen somebody that bad in quite a while. Like I said, my old job, that used to happen a lot. But he was a mess. He looks emaciated. He looks like he lost, I don't know how much weight, but a lot. And it was a sad sight all around. Now, to my understanding, he doesn't, or he's not open to getting help. Put it that way. And there's just a lot of, bullshit going on. Oh, I was just tired. Oh, I took a Percocet. Oh, my back hurts, So I just want to make it clear. Yeah, bro. I just want to make it clear that this is what leads to people's downfall and to their ending, to death. If you constantly turn down help, lie to yourself, lie to others, and try to convince everyone that you're okay, it was just a one-time thing, whatever, then you're gonna be in a bad spot for a long time, or at least, until you're no longer here at all anymore. So I don't know what to say. I'm not the kind of person that will try to push help on you. I think if people have reached out and offered, and if you're still in complete and total denial and just want to lie to everybody's face about it, then you know what? It's just up to you, man. Nobody can make you do it. Yeah, Otis, I know it was bad. I tried, Kevin. Yeah, this is true, Miss Charlie Steen. Absolutely. When you can't do anything, I mean, when somebody's like that, you can't do anything to help them. They're just not going to be receptive to it. They're not going to accept. So what do? You just keep harassing them. Come on, man. Let me take you somewhere. You can't. I mean, because you'll get them there and they'll just walk out the fucking door. So there's no point. So all I could say to that individual is, bad feelings aside, bro, I'm not exactly a fan of yours, but I don't want to see you die, and it's going to happen. There's no such thing as an old heroin addict. So you're not going to live long in this state. I think it's kind of a miracle you made it through the other night. So do what you will. Turn down help all you want. You know, be in denial about your addiction. Try to convince others you don't have a problem. It's up to you, but it's getting painful to watch. It's getting painful to watch. And this isn't the first time. This person has nodded off. I can't, I can't even count how many times on his stream, on other people's streams. And I'm shocked that he's not embarrassed by it, but some people have no shame, I guess. So listen, all I can say is hopefully you snap out of it and decide to go get some sort of help. Otherwise, I guess your time here is going to be short. That's all there is to it. So that's it. I'm not trying to give a fucking lecture or dwell on this. Yeah, that's true too, Miss Can't Be Wrong. Absolutely. Yep, it's the most dangerous thing to happen to an addict. They get an inheritance or they come into some sort of money and then they're not around long. So we'll see what happens with him. I don't know, but we could talk about some other issues for the rest of the time on this stream. Let's see. No, I don't think so. I think that's a sign that he can't even do a stream, get through an entire stream without, taking a heroin break, going off to use or something. I think that's what that's a sign of. But who knows? Who, Miss Can't Be Wrong? Who are you talking about? Joey Electric, the trolls are not helping either. They're cheering him on instead of giving him advice or a call. Yeah, well, yeah. I mean, this is what I think the beginning of his downfall was, is as soon as he started his channel, he wanted to be popular and get attention, and me and Gunsmoke just weren't giving him the attention anymore. So he started this channel and he started accepting all these trolls and stuff as friends. And now, they dictate what goes on in that channel, and it's kind of a disgrace, but meanwhile, how many of them are reaching out to help you? You know what I mean? Where are they at right now? They just use you for whatever they can get out of you. But I mean, your decision is all yours, my friend. I'm not surprised, Bruno. It's bad. Yeah, I hear you, Kevin. Me too, bro. Stephen Morinello. Lefty, get some help because one Percocet doesn't do that. You have to be ready or else it's a wrap. Agreed. Well, whatever gets him there, Miss Can't Be Wrong, or whatever got him there. You guys know my story. Very strange set of circumstances that got me, finally got me to a place where I could receive the kind of help I needed. Yeah, MRE fertilizer management. There's no doubt about it. There's no doubt about it. But listen, there's only one way out of that. And there's no weaning yourself off, or I'm just, I'll just stop when I'm ready, or nah, bro, it's too far gone. Too far gone. And it makes me sick too when somebody has the resources and everything else they need and they just blow it off, continue to get high. It's a shame. Otis Driftwood. Oh, okay. I'm sorry. That was Brooklyn Rob 1 talking to Otis Driftwood. Hello, Miss McGinnis. Mike Wall. Yeah, me too, man. It's sad. And I'm sorry for your losses, bro. It's definitely sad. Your brother is clean now 5 years. Yeah, I remember you saying that. That's great. Congratulations to him. MRE Fertilizer Management said, Lefty, please get some help, bro. Well, listen, when all these douchebags, MRE and these trolls, when they fucking go over there and they cheer him on and they watch him and they continue to take part in these ridiculous, long 5, 6, 7 hour streams and all that, to me, it's just a form of enabling. You know what I mean? Until everybody says, listen, we're done now. Come back when you get help because we don't want to see you die. Until they do that, he's all wrapped up in this. I've never seen a person more taken by YouTube. Like, this is the most important part of his life, is coming on here and doing this. Well, the second most important. And it's sad. But it is what it is. It's his choice, like I said. Thank you, Otis. Thank you very much, bro. That's my first Cash App in several days. Thank you, bro. I appreciate that. Very kind to you, man. Fucking Otis is the best. Steven Morinello, you tried FBS, so let's see what happens. That's all we could do, yeah. Bruno, FBS, heroin isn't heroin anymore. They're cutting it with fentanyl these days, and people are overdosing left and right. Yeah, you got that shit right. Miss Can't Be Wrong, put up the National Addiction Hotline right there. If anybody wants to write that number down, feel free to do so. I'll keep it up for a minute. MRE Fertilizer Management said, he's supposedly in some hotel. I saw him in a freaking basement the other day. What's going on? I don't know. I don't really watch him, so I haven't seen all that. But the other night, when that specific event took place, I was told he was in a hotel. Frank Scene, I don't think I saw it, bro. Yeah, absolutely, Kevin. Listen, I've seen it happen too many times. I'll give you an example. My friend Joe, this dude was in Iraq and all that. He got injured pretty bad, IED, had some pretty serious injuries and a lot of PTSD. And, well, you know what I mean, a severe case of PTSD. And he came back here, hooked and was using constantly. And then, when people got on him about it, he got himself clean from heroin, but he started doing coke and smoking crack. And I won't get into details, but I saw him one day. We had a conversation. And then the next day, I got a call from his sister that they had found him in the bathroom with a needle in his arm, overdosed. And that's just one. My friend Dora, her family, well, she has 3 kids. 2 kids were to one guy. The other kid was to another guy. The one child's father died of an overdose. And then the other child's father, about 2 years later, died of an overdose. The other, 2 child's, you know what I'm saying. And then Dora, about a year later, she died of overdose. Very close with her. So I've seen, and I've seen others. I had one friend at my house one time when I was selling coke. He was trying to buy some coke to shoot and all that. And I told him, you're not doing that shit. I'm not having you shoot anything in my apartment and all that, blah, blah, blah. Anyway, he told me, listen, I lost my kids. I lost my girl. I'm doing everything I can to stay off dope. And then 2 days later, he was dead. So it's, it happens fast. Joey Electric, staying busy either by working or going to the gym can help with addiction. 100%. Bro, Joey, that's well said, because boredom, man, you know how that goes. Boredom is the worst fucking thing for an addict. Yeah, my bad, Chris. I don't want to disrespect the show. This is a serious topic. Oh, don't worry about it, bro. No, you're free to speak about whatever you want in the chat. You're good, Otis. Don't ever worry. I'm not mad at you, bro. Otis is a good dude. I saw only 2 people in this chat when he finally came through. Says a lot. Really? I didn't pay attention. can you get really sick weaning off of drugs or certain types of drugs? Well, like I tried to get myself off alcohol. Alcohol. See, this is how it goes, Miss McGinnis. There's only certain things that the withdrawal will kill you. Okay, benzos, which is the family of medications such as Xanax, Valium, Ativan, Klonopin, Librium, stuff like that. Withdrawal from benzos can and will absolutely kill you. Okay, if you're going through a severe enough case of withdrawal. Alcohol is the other thing. I think alcohol will kill you quicker than anything. The withdrawal, not the alcohol itself. That takes much longer. The withdrawal, I tried to go without a drink, and 12 hours later, I had a grand mal seizure and spent, 7 days in cardiac intensive care. And it was, they had to induce a coma and all that shit to keep me alive. So the others, and heroin. Now, listen, heroin, the withdrawal won't kill you, but it'll make you wish you were dead. I've seen people go through it. They're in agony. They get very, very physically ill, and they're just in extreme physical and mental pain, just anguish. But they won't die from that withdrawal. At least, I'm pretty sure they could. I'm sure anything's possible, but it doesn't usually happen. But there's no such thing as weaning yourself off of heroin. That's the strongest mental and physical addiction I think I've ever seen. And it's just, it requires medical attention. Now, it can be done, but it's rare. I had a friend that did it once, but she went right back to using again after, 5 days of, forcing herself to detox. But no, like crack and cocaine, Miss McGinnis, like on New Jack City, like Pookie, in the corner, like sweating and crying. And there's no physical withdrawal from crack, cocaine, or powder cocaine. There's none. You could just stop. Mentally, it's a bitch of an addiction, but physically, no. You could stop and you'll be just fine. You'll fall into a depression, whatever, but nothing will happen to you. Brooklyn Rob 1 FBS, you could lead a horse to water, but you can't make them drink. That's exactly right. Yes, Lefty, you have so many people that care. If you need me, reach out. Yeah, I'm sure there's a lot of people that would offer him help. There's really no excuse for him right now not to get help. Yeah, I know, Miss Charlie Steenwell. If that wasn't rock bottom the other night, I don't know what is. Mike Wall, my cousin Bobby was found dead in an empty parking lot. Was found in an empty parking lot dead, and his pockets were inside out. Was out with his friends. No friends in that business. Yeah, I hear you. Oh, bro, it's all good, Otis. Don't sweat it. Thank you, man. You're the man, bro. Emory Fertilizer Management. Otis, please be safe out there on the road, buddy. Thank you for being the bloodline of our country. Prayers to the truckers. Yeah, absolutely, bro. You're the man. Truckers in general. Without truckers, we are fucked. So I give you guys all the props in the world. And it's no easy job either. So let me go down a little bit. A lot depends on current health conditions. That's very true. It's very true. Like I've known people that went through withdrawal and it was a bitch. They had to sweat it out and there was a lot of pain and suffering involved, but they made it. In my case, when I had the seizure, I hadn't been working. I was a teenager, and all I was doing was drinking fucking nonstop all day, every day. I'd go to sleep drunk, and knocked out, and then I'd wake up and start drinking before I even got out of bed. And it was hard liquor. It was vodka. It wasn't beer. And I wasn't working out. I wasn't exercising. I wasn't even eating. So when you're in that shape, your liver is in such bad shape, your brain is just so addicted and everything else that when you stop, you're fucked. Emory Fertilizer Management. My friend had a stroke trying to go cold turkey from alcohol. Yeah, bro, I hear you. I almost did too, man. I almost did too. It's sad too, because a lot of the times you can't come back from that. Joey Electric, FBS, you're a good person for doing these shows. You are saving lives, bro. Well, thank you, Joey. I appreciate that, man. I honestly can't wait till it becomes a bigger community and I could do these more often. Jimmy Sorelli, you ready? Let me drop the link for you. Jimmy Sorelli is going to come on with us, guys, and tell his story. This is MobTube, so I will mention, for anybody who doesn't know, Jimmy has some mob history in his family. His father was an associate of the Gambino family. And his uncle, his great uncle and great aunt, Mikey and Nettie Sorelli, owned the apartment above the Ravenite that John Gotti, that the John Gotti tapes were made in. They planted the bug in his aunt's apartment. His uncle was already gone by that point. He had passed away. But they tricked her into leaving the apartment. They planted those bugs, and John Gotti got caught on the tapes that led to Sammy flipping and John going away forever. So Jimmy has a lot of interesting stories, but now he's got some addiction and recovery stuff he wants to talk about. So let's see if he's here and ready to jump on. Oh, Jimmy Sorelli and Marie Sorelli, two great folks. You're not kidding, man. The best. Otis Driftwood, I don't care if it's just me and you talking about this shit on here. It helps. So God bless you. Keep doing the good work. Thank you, man. I'm the same way, bro. If I get 5 viewers or 50 viewers, it's just about whoever needs it. It might help somebody get through the day or the weekend. That's another reason I've been doing these on Thursdays. The weekend coming, they're always hard for people. So I'm just sorry, guys, that I'm not exactly in a better mood today. I apologize. Maybe later when I get some things off my chest, you'll see the same old FBS as usual. Better mood today. Well, you gotta shut YouTube off, buddy. Maybe later when I get some things off my chest, you'll see the same old FBS as usual. Better mood today. Well, you gotta shut YouTube off, buddy. Nah, you gotta. You got to click off YouTube. There's a little X at the top for YouTube. You click it off. Like you probably got 2 windows open.
Is that good? How's that?
Yeah, sounds like it. Yep, got it.
Thanks, Chris. Thanks for having me on.
Welcome, Jimmy. Welcome. And I know your name is up here as you have it up as. Let's see. Hold on. You have it up as Vincent. We call you Jimmy. You are no stranger to this show, bro. You're a friend of mine. You and your sister. I love you both, and I'm glad to have you on, man. So, yeah, whatever you'd like to share, bro. The floor is yours.
Well, I'm glad you're doing an addiction show. Like I left you a text message the other day. Got a call from my friend who. Remember when we did the show about Frankie Joya?
Yeah.
He was with me, this gentleman, this and that. He lives in Staten Island, and he's seen me on Facebook Live, and he contacted me. And we were talking, and he told me about 3 neighborhood kids. One is my father's girlfriend's son that just passed away not too long ago. And he told me about the other 2. The one, he was in and out of jail when I was living down with my father, but the other gentleman, this guy Anthony, we were friends. I know his both brothers and everything, and it took me for a loop because I figured all 3 of them are older than me, and I figured all that should have been over with.
Yeah.
But when he told me, it blew me away because. The first 2, they were in Queens. Matter of fact, they were in Maspeth. They moved out of the neighborhood, and they scored some coke, and it was mixed with fentanyl. The one died instantly. The other one, Anthony, he called up my friend who told me what happened. He was on the phone with him. He said he was having chest pains, And the next thing he heard was it was a boom, and the phone was still on. And he called his brother Frankie up and said, "I think something just happened to your brother. He was complaining of chest pains, this and that." Brother went there and found his brother dead in the apartment.
Jesus.
And they went to his other brother, and they wanted his phone to find out who they bought the coke from.
Yeah.
And I'm like, and then he told me about my father's girlfriend's son, Charlie. He was living in a homeless shelter in Staten Island. His cousin owns one of the restaurants still on Mulberry Street, this and that. I haven't seen him and spoke to him since my father passed in 2011. I know he was incarcerated for, I think, 2 to 3 years.
Yeah.
And that blew me away too. I'm like, with everything that's going on, buying coke or heroin or anything from any of these dealers, you're taking your life into your own hands. You don't know if you're going to get anything straight, nothing mixed, whatever. I mean, I printed this out on Google about fentanyl. It says fentanyl is a powerful synthetic opioid that is similar to morphine, but is 50 to 100 times more potent. It is a prescription drug that is also made and used illegally. Like morphine, it is a medicine that is typically used to treat patients with severe pain, especially after surgery. It is also sometimes used to treat patients with chronic pain who are physically tolerant to other opioids. Tolerance occurs when you need a higher or more frequent amount of drug to get the desired effects. And it goes on and on and on, but I'm like, I don't know, Chris. I've been, drug-free and alcohol-free since February 20th, 2012. My sister.
Congratulations.
Thanks. I hit rock bottom. I was out there every day, scoring, sneaking alcohol into my apartment at the time, hiding it from my wife. Every day meeting my dealer. And it just kept going on and on and on, and finally, I had to go into a rehab, and I didn't learn my lesson when I went to the rehab. It took an outpatient program. This counselor, when I took my urine test, came back dirty. She called me in her office and she told me point blank, "Listen, Vincent, okay, I have to tell your wife, and there's a good possibility that we might take your son away from you." My son was maybe 6 or 7 at the time. I busted out. I couldn't. I crying, hysterical, shaking.
I'm
She
sure.
said, "I want you to go home, and you're going to call me, and you're going to put your wife on the phone. But I want you to tell her that you relapsed." And I spoke, and I told my my wife, and she gave me one last chance. And she told me, "This is it. You either stop, get clean, okay, and go on with our lives. Otherwise, I'm going to have to ask you to leave, and you'll see your son whenever." And that's what did it for me. I got scared into stopping. After that, I went to AA, and, I used to run meetings and stuff like that. But it was more the narcotics that I was into, this and that. And I've been around it after that, not even no inclination to do it again. I've been around marijuana. I've been around alcohol. I mean, me personally, Chris, I don't have any desire. But whoever is still out there, you mentioned this guy Lefty, please. Well, I mean, look, these gentlemen were all in their 60s. I'm 56. And they're no longer here.
Yeah.
I mean, is it worth it? No. There's a beautiful life out there that whatever you're into, you can grow and move on. Believe me, my sister will tell you, I was bad. I didn't want to know anybody. I never used to take showers. I didn't want to eat. That's all. I used to just go downtown, get what I had to get, or I had like 3 spots where I was able to score. By the end of the night, I made sure I scored. I was going through money, jewelry, everything. And I neglected my son, my wife, and this was, during the time when before and after my father got sick and passed away. But who was I hurting besides my family, myself?
Yeah.
And
What were your drugs of choice, Jimmy?
coke,
Cocaine and alcohol?
yeah, and marijuana. But towards the end, I wasn't smoking that much marijuana.
So it was mostly coke and alcohol?
Yeah, every day, Chris. Every day. And I used to go to the liquor store, get the little nippy bottles of Grey Goose,
Yeah.
get a 6-pack of Heineken. Now, this is in the morning. This is at 11 o'clock.
Yeah.
4 or 5 o'clock in the evening, I'd go out and do the same thing. Get another Grey Goose, another 6-pack of Heineken, and another maybe package of Coke, this and that. And for some reason, I thought that was normal. Because I'm like, if I didn't do this, how am I gonna like manage my day? This was my thinking. And I'm like, what am I doing? And finally, like I said, it took an outpatient program counselor. I'll even say her name, beautiful woman, Nancy, who scared me into going straight. And if I didn't have that, I had nobody telling me to stop. Nobody. I'd one person, but he really didn't care. It was my wife's cousin. He really didn't care, putting on an act. But that was it. That was it. So if you have help, if you have somebody to go to, go use them. Ask for help. Because there's people out there that nobody wants to help. Nobody wants to be bothered with. I have a good friend of my wife's and I. She's a beautiful person. She took this gentleman in off the street. And we just found out that he's a heroin addict. She's scared to be around him. He's very controlling. She doesn't know anything about his addiction. And I know she's crying for help. And I don't know if I should say anything to her about what's going on. His profile came up on Facebook Lite. My sister knows about it. The poor girl was like, she's living by herself. And she got this guy living in her house, 2-bedroom doors down. And she can't talk to any of her guy friends. He's like that. And I'm like, this is what this drugs, especially heroin, does.
Yeah.
It takes control and you're not the same person.
No, you're not. No, the drug tells you what to do. It owns you, bro. It's scary. See, that's the thing. Like I said, like you and me, we had the coke and alcohol addiction, and that's bad enough. But something about this heroin addiction, the people I see go through it, even when they're in recovery, it seems to take their whole lives over. Like even in recovery, they can never seem to get it out of their mind. I don't know what a heroin high is like. I have no idea.
Yeah.
But whatever it is, it seems to be something that you can never forget. And I think people chase that forever and ever. They think that, if they do it one more time, they'll feel like they did the first time. And then you get a lot of people, bro, who they think their tolerance is still what it was. They might get clean for a while and then they think, oh, I can get high one more time. And they don't have the same tolerance, and it kills them right there on the spot. So it's a scary thing, man.
When I was in the outpatient program, we used to have classes and we would sit, they would have the crack addicts and heroin addicts across from us. I would look at every single one of them, and they came from nice families. They'd be shaking. You couldn't talk to them. A few of them used to get up and just, run out of the class. And the counselor used to tell us, look, most of you are here because of coke and alcohol. They're here because of crack and heroin. Okay. When they do this, we can't say anything because they're violent. And where I went to the outpatient program, their parole officers were downstairs because a lot of them used to go to Rikers for the weekend for domestic violence or breaking their parole for drugs or whatever. The parole officers would come upstairs and take these guys away. Yeah. And I'm like, I found out one kid, his father was a judge. He had a warrant out for his arrest. He went to the outpatient program. Very smart. All of a sudden, we were trying to talk to him, gets up and leaves. doesn't come back, warrant out for his arrest. And I'm like, I don't understand. What are you doing to yourself? And you're right. It's those two drugs and opioids. It makes you totally change. I believe that you're never off of it because it messes up your brain cells and it takes over your life.
Yeah, without a doubt. It's sad, man. I've seen so many people go through it. And, I don't know, you might not have caught what we saw the other night with Lefty, what we're talking about, but, he was knotted out, bent in half, basically. I don't even know how he stayed on his feet. Somehow they're able to do that. It's strange. But, it's sad because to see something like that, to see what, and the poor condition of health he's in, emaciated, all that. It's aggravating, man, when somebody has the resources and they refuse to get help. But what's scarier is with that heroin shit, it's different. People can do cocaine and drink forever. Not forever, but you know what I mean. They could do it for a long time, depending on how you do it. But heroin, you don't have that kind of, I don't know. There's a different type of shelf life. If you're a heroin addict, you're not going to last as long as the average drug addict. It's any opiates. It's too risky. Every time you do it, there's a chance you're going to die right then on the spot. I mean, it's that you're not going to survive it. So I don't know, man. I don't know what keeps people, because I never tried it. I don't judge anybody. It obviously must feel good. I don't know. But I don't know what could keep somebody after embarrassing themselves publicly, after losing everything, after fucking suffering and just, going through the constant dope sickness and living your whole life based on how to get your next bag. I don't know how anybody could turn down help when it's offered to them, but some people just never want to leave that drug.
How old is he, Chris?
I think like 37, 38.
He's young. He's young.
Yeah.
He's got to stop now. He's got to stop now. I mean, back when I was living with my father, this neighborhood guy who was selling coke, as a joke, he mixed heroin in it, and my cousin and I, we did it, and it had a sweet taste to it. I went home, and I was in the corner in my apartment on my bed, hysterical crying, and then my cousin called me up, same thing. He says, Jimmy, I says, I don't know I says, what's going on here? I says, I can't stop crying. He goes, me too. A couple of days later, he found out that as a joke, he mixed heroin into the coke. And then he was laughing about it. Now, this gentleman's no longer with us. He died of a heroin overdose. This and that. I'm like, why would you want to, like, that's a joke?
There's nothing funny about that.
As soon as I did it. And I swore that I would never go near it, never touch it. This and that. I had a cousin that died of it. He was injected with it, and he died. He died of a hot. What is it called? When you shoot it.
A hot dose.
Yeah. Died instantly. 27 years old. Back in 1983.
Yeah, it's sad. And now, like what you said about the people you just lost. It's crazy that you could even do coke now and it could be in there. Now, I don't know if that's deliberate because it makes no sense for a drug dealer to mix their cocaine with fentanyl. It makes no sense. It's a different high. Generally, somebody who wants to get high on coke does not want to feel that fentanyl high. But unless they're deliberately trying to sell speedballs, I don't know. But I think a lot of it is, somebody said this in a chat before, it's that you got drug dealers that sell both, and they get done cutting up their heroin on some surface, and then they cut up their coke on that same surface, and they wind up getting the fentanyl mixed in.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? And this is how those accidents happen. But it's a shame because you don't know anymore. You got to be afraid to do any fucking thing because this shit could be in anything. And the funny part about that mixture too is not to get, into the whole politics of the pharmaceutical industry or anything, but it's not the heroin that's killing them. It's the fentanyl that's mixed in.
Yeah. When he called me the other night, he said, the one guy's name is Max. It's short for Maxwell. He says, Jimmy, As soon as he inhaled it, he died right then and there on the spot. The other one, he was pretty heavy. He used to call him Fat Anthony. Great kid. He went out and came back, and that's when he started getting chest pains. And he called my friend up and said, "Look, I'm having chest pains." He told him what he did, and all of a sudden he heard a bump on the floor, and that was it. And then when his brother went, his two brothers went there, the cops, like I said, they took the phone. They wanted to know who they called because they wanted to go and find out because they're saying that it was murder.
Yeah.
That it was done deliberately. And I'm like, it would, something, Chris, if I was still out there, what I read would scare me straight. Because I'm not gonna pay $50 for Coke, and then all of a sudden 2 minutes later I'm dead.
Yeah.
To make somebody else happy and put a couple extra dollars in their pocket.
Yeah, maybe we got out just in time, bro, because this shit now is crazy. You got to be scared of it. Even the pills now, they're fucking pressing these fake pills and putting fentanyl in it. It's a shame. It's a shame. See, but what? Who was it? Bruno that just said that about it makes sense to a drug dealer. I don't know. It really doesn't. I mean, the price of fentanyl to mix it in with your cocaine, it wouldn't even be profitable. Now with heroin, it makes sense because you can get this, trash, garbage heroin and mix in some fentanyl, and all of a sudden you got good dope, right? Deadly dope, but good. Now, even drug dealers, they don't want to kill their customers off. That's not good for business.
Yes,
but they don't know what the fuck they're doing. They're mixing in fentanyl, and everybody has a different tolerance. Some people are going to be able to handle it. Some people it's going to kill. But at least that I understand. You're taking a drug and making it more potent by adding, some sort of pharmaceutical. But cocaine, it makes no sense to me. You wouldn't even make a profit anymore mixing fentanyl with coke. So I believe it's more of an accident than a deliberate thing by drug dealers. But what the hell do I know? Yeah. I know that if I was still out there hustling, the last thing I would ever want to do is mix fentanyl in with coke. I mean, listen, in PA, I don't know about New York, Jimmy, but in PA, you get what's called drug delivery resulting in death. Okay, that's the charge you get. I'm not sure the exact sentencing range, but it's broad. Okay, like I know one guy who got 3 years for it. Okay, and I know another guy, Greg, who got 28 years for it.
Wow.
So it depends. Okay, they take that shit seriously though. And as a drug dealer, I mean, listen, to mix this shit in with anything, you got to be out of your fucking mind because you got a footprint, on your phone records and on social media and everything else. No matter how you set up a sale, most likely they'll be able to track it back to you. And then you're going away for a long, long fucking time.
Mm-hmm.
And not to mention the addicts themselves, I guess they really have no choice, given their addiction and how severe it may be. But even to be taking a chance anymore with this shit on the street, I don't know. You got to be suicidal, I would think, or just desperate.
I don't know. I just, when I heard about the three of them, and then he told me about my father's girlfriend's son, he was by himself. They found him. I don't know how long he was dead. They found him on the floor. This and that. His mother died the same year my father died. Beautiful woman. And then he did something stupid. He was drunk and a little high, and he cut somebody with a box cutter in the neighborhood. He goes to the hospital. I don't know why. The guy that he cut is in the same hospital. Recognizes him. He was Spanish. Tells the parents, that's the guy that cut me. Cops were in the hospital. They arrested him on the spot. He was trying to fight it. I was going down and checking on him. And then he tells me, he goes, Jimmy, I'm probably have to do 5 years for attempted manslaughter. I says, what did you do? And then my aunt told me I said, that's sick. I'm like, I don't understand. His mother just passed away. And because of that, they threw him out of the building. They ripped up his lease because the guy, the landlord that owns the building, is an ex-narcotics detective. And he doesn't want nothing living in his building. Yeah. And then when he came out, he didn't have a place to live. He came out, I think, 2 years ago. And he was living in a shelter in Staten Island.
Yeah, that's sad. It's sad, all the different things that the addiction will make you do. Bruno, this is yeah, I didn't think about that. You know what? That's my own fault for not even considering that. You're right, because that's what people around me used to do back in the day. They used to sell blunts already rolled and they would put crack in it. They
Yeah.
Wolves. And they would sell them to people, and then people would be coming back more and more and more. They didn't even know why they wanted more weed so bad, and then they would find out eventually. Now they're addicted to crack cocaine. So yeah, that does make sense, bro. So my bad for not thinking about that. You could tell I've been away from that life for a few years, but good point, good point.
I never touched crack. I smoked base a couple times, but this was back in the 80s. And I mixed it with pot. But as soon as that crack stuff came out, I'm like, I seen some of my friends. They weren't the same people. You couldn't even have a conversation with them. And if you left your phone, they would take the phone and sell it for $10, $20 to get crack. When I used to go to my father's neighborhood after I moved out, they're like, Jimmy, whatever you do, don't give any of the money. Watch where you put your phone. Anything. They'll even go into your car and take the chains out of your car. They're not the same neighborhood kids when you were living here. That because of this. And I'm like, I don't know. I don't know. Now again, my wife's good friend, and she's a good friend of mine. I don't know. Everybody knows what's going on. I need to talk to this girl because this guy is going to wind up beating the hell out of her because of his personality, this and that. And I don't think she knows anything. And everybody's nervous. And from what I understand, a dealer went to her house while she was working because he's off on Monday, this guy, met him, exchanged whatever they had to exchange, and then he left. The neighbors have been seeing this. She's my age. He's 10 years younger than her. He was a former MMA fighter. He got hooked on opioids, and now he switched over to heroin. I'm afraid
That's what
I'm going to
happens.
get a phone call and that he's going to beat the crap out of her.
Well, that's exactly what happens, man. So many addicts that I know, they didn't get started by doing dope. They would have never even considered doing heroin, most of them. But they got an injury or something happened. They got hooked on the Percocet or the Oxy, whatever it was that the doctor prescribed. And then when they get cut off, because they all get cut off eventually, they have to maintain their addiction by getting things off the street. And, I don't know where it is, where other people live, but I know around here, Oxy and shit is like $1 a milligram. So if you need an 80, you're talking about $80. And most severe addicts need several of those a day. They just can't maintain the addiction that way. So instead of buying an $80 pill, they can get a $10 bag of dope, and now they're a heroin addict. So it's scary, man.
Can a person catch venereal disease if they sleep with a heroin addict, whether they inject it or sniff it, like hepatitis or gonorrhea or something like that? Isn't there a strong possibility that they can get transmitted?
I mean, HIV, yeah, because it's transmitted through the blood. I'm not sure about other things.
Yes, HIV.
Yeah, HIV, absolutely, because
She would have to go get checked.
Huh?
She would have to go get checked to see if she transmitted it to her.
Yeah, hepatitis C also. Yeah, that's very common. A lot of fucking heroin users I know have hepatitis C. Yeah. As far as HIV, it's one of two of the main ways that you can really get it, and it's transmitted pretty easily through a dirty needle.
Where I lived with my father, there was Allen Street, right past the Bowery, and there was a park. They used to call it Needle Park.
Yeah.
One time I made the mistake by walking past it. I was going to go see a friend of mine. I was with another friend of mine. There were narcotics cops, called me over. They says, "What are you doing here?" I says, "I'm walking through this and that." Asked me, who I was going to go see. I told them. They said, "If we go into your pockets, if we find something, because this is a known haven for for heroin addicts, and they sell volumes here. This and that. I says, no, officer. I says, well, look at how I'm dressed and everything. I just came, I took a shower, I was all dressed. It was a Friday night. He said, I don't care what you look like. He said, I'm telling you now. He said, you're telling me the truth. If I go into your pockets, there's not going to be nothing in there. I says, money in my wallet. And I was relieved. I said to my friend, I says, what? He goes, you made the stupidest mistake by walking into this park to cut through to get to First Avenue and Avenue A, that Alphabet City.
Yeah.
And that was the last time I ever went near that block, Stanton Street, Christie Street, all those blocks over there. I just avoided it because everywhere you look, they were like zombies.
Yeah, it's scary, man. I've seen places like that, and that's exactly what it is. It's like The Walking Dead. I'm sorry for your losses, Jimmy. I really am. It's sad. It's sad, but everybody, I don't think even if you haven't been an addict yourself, it's hard for me to believe there's anyone in America who hasn't at this point lost someone, a friend, a family member to this shit. I mean, it's so fucking bad. This fentanyl shit, it's killing people so easily and in such large numbers that, I don't know what to say. It's just it's such a sad fucking thing. And I guess all we can do is consider ourselves really, really lucky that we're not out there using at this point, because it's a dangerous time to be an addict. Very dangerous time.
And like I said, I just don't understand it. The three of them, and they rest in peace, were older than me, older than you and I. And I'm like, and my father's girlfriend's son, he's divorced, and he's got two grown sons. I think they're in their 20s. They haven't bothered with him since he got incarcerated. So I'm like, at least try to reach out to your ex-wife and to your, that you want to see your sons. Try to better your life. You got no family left except for his cousin that has the restaurant, but nobody else. Just about everybody in his family, Chris, passed away because of drug overdose. And you figured he would have, seen that and not even, gone back, not continue, but to go back on it.
Yeah.
Me, look, I like life. My son is older now. He's in college, this and that. I got a good job. Like everything. I had a little bit of a money financial situation not too long ago, as you know. I'm digging myself out of it. Eventually I'm going to move out of the Bronx because it's like the Wild West over here, this and that. And look, I know they say that, take it day by day. I say it's up to the individual. If you're strong and you got a good foundation and you don't want to get up and go to a liquor store or go see a dealer or go buy this, whatever marijuana they're selling, this and that, look, more power to you. More power to you. But getting up every day and doing what I got to do and going to work and, seeing the sunshine and going to bed at night, that's a reward in itself.
Isn't it? That's the thing, man. Like, one of the reasons it's easy for me to stay clean and sober at this point is because I'm just happy. I'm happy. You know what I mean? I go to bed feeling good. I wake up feeling good. There's no more, oh my God, what did I do last night? I can't remember. I was in a blackout. I don't wake up feeling physically fucking sick. I haven't alienated anyone around me. I don't do things and then, regret them later because I was under the influence of something. I mean, bro, sobriety is such a gift. I mean, it's such a fucking wonderful thing to, like, it's such a wonderful part of life. That I never, the main thing that keeps me from using anything is I don't ever want to feel like that again, ever. You know what I mean? I don't ever want to need anything that badly. I don't ever want to be physically addicted. I don't want to, I don't want to see my money go to waste. And, I just don't want to lose people around me. You know what I mean? Listen, I said it a million times. If Shanna saw me drunk, that would be the end of our marriage. Because I'm aggressive, I'm violent, you know what I mean? And I'm an angry drunk. Okay, so And not only that, but if I tried other things, if I went and did a little coke, that would lead me to drinking, and I'd be on a fucking roll again. And I just can't. I can't do it. Thank you, Miss McGinnis, for that compliment. Let me just answer Bruno.
Yeah.
He said, let me ask you a question from someone who used to sell coke. Did you sell the better quality stuff to new users? And as they kept coming back, you gave them more cut up stuff? No. And that's why I didn't think about what you were talking about earlier. First of all, I was never an evil motherfucker who would mix something in just to get customers coming back. But no, I didn't beat people either. I always see, that was the one good thing about being a coke dealer who also used coke. Before I bought anything, I tried it, made sure it was fire. And the few times where I did get tricked, and I wound up getting something that wasn't so great, I would go out, find something better. And then honestly, the one thing I would do is I'd mix a little bit of that trash in with the good shit until I got rid of all of it. But no, I didn't beat P. I didn't do that. Like everything I sold, I wanted to make sure it was good. Because listen, you don't have return customers, you have no business.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And you figure I would have learned my lesson when I told you that story would happen with Frankie. And the sit down that I had, that was, I would say 85% because of my drinking and my substance abuse that night. I'm lucky I'm here talking to you.
Yeah, remind us, what was that? You yelled at Sinatra's daughter or something? Is that what it was? What was it?
Jake LaMotta's daughter.
Jake LaMotta's daughter. That's right.
He was the bartender at Cafe Americana, and Frankie and my friend took me in there. It was a Sunday night, and we were drinking Frozen Kamikazes. And right before we were ready to leave, I got up, I put my fist through the jukebox. But before that, I was talking to her, and what I can remember in the beginning, and we were hitting it off. She was, I think I remember, she was a very attractive girl. I started calling all kinds of names after I got bombed. And what pissed the owner of the place after he found out, because I yelled my last name and I put my fist through the glass. And that's why I got called down the next day. And they said to me, these wise guys, and my father was there, we're not upset that you broke the jukebox. What we're pissed at, and the guy that owns the Cafe Americana, the bar, is that you insulted this girl, calling all kinds of names. That's what we're upset at. This and that. And when I spoke to my friend later on, and then I seen Frankie, he says, Jimmy, I don't understand. He says, we turned around. He says, you were having a good conversation with the girl. And all of a sudden, about half hour later, you start calling all kinds of names. I said, I don't remember. I said, I don't remember. And then when I started, after they dropped me off in the neighborhood, I went up a known coke dealer's house. It happened to be my father knew him. And I'm trying to beg the man to give me coke, and he practically threw me out of his apartment. And he told me that a couple of days later. He says, "Do you remember coming up my apartment?" I says, "I think a little bit." He goes, "You were sloshed." He says, "I smelled the alcohol when you opened up your mouth." And I should have learned back then. And believe it or not, that was the beginning of my downfall, because when I moved back to Long Island with my mother, I stopped for about a year or two, took up martial arts, this and that. And then as soon as I started going back downtown again, boom, started right up again. And when I got married and I moved up here to the Bronx, forget it. It's like a kid in the candy store.
That's what happens, bro. It's easy to fall back into it. Very easy. Vincent Vega says, I'm having a great time in this chat. Wish I would have started this months ago. Oh, well, thank you, Vincent. I'm going to keep them going. And like I said, the more people get involved, the more often I'll be doing these streams. Listen, if anybody else wants to come on after Jimmy, I got a little bit of time. So anybody who ever wants to tell their story on these addiction and recovery shows, I'll gladly drop you the link and you can come on. I just, unfortunately, need to be able to see your face. Yeah, so Jimmy, yeah, like I said, I'm sorry for your losses, man. It's sad what the good lives that are lost, and the family members and friends that have to suffer because of these tragedies. I mean, it's a terrible thing, man. It really is. Look, I look at just what I put my family through with my fucking addiction, and I'll never forgive myself. I'll never. Hey, live and let live. Good to see you. I'll never forgive myself for just the shit I put my family through.
Yeah.
I can imagine if they lost me, what the situation they'd be in now.
Yeah, me too. Me too.
Yeah.
You know. But thanks for listening, Chris. And the podcast was supposed to get going as soon as I get my bills almost caught up, which it's almost. Marie and I will, we'll speak to you this and that. And from what I understand, she's ready to go on her end. She's
Okay.
just waiting for me. And then I said, we'll speak with Chris, and then hopefully we'll get it started. I know it's been. I said April, and I said May. Maybe by Christmas.
Yeah. No, take your time, man. And whenever you're ready, I'll do anything I can to help you.
Yeah, no, I
guys.
know. Well, again, Chris, we love you, man. You're the best. You've helped us out a lot. And again, thanks for listening. I wish I had a better topic, to speak to you about. I mean, not regards to these gentlemen passing away, but my own personal addiction problems where you feel better talking about it.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
know, even though I'm 10 years, every time I talk about it, I feel better.
Yeah, that's the good part about these streams, man. I hear a lot of people say that, and I'm the same way. Even if I'm just sitting here listening or reading people's stuff in the chat, I come away feeling better, especially like today. Today, I'm not having the best day. So, it's always good to be involved in something that's a little uplifting. So thank you for coming on. And bro, any
Thanks
Thursday,
again.
man, you got a story. We'll be doing these on Thursdays. If you want to drop in and tell a story or something, feel free, my friend.
Great. We'll look forward to it.
Yeah, and send
Say
my
hi to
love to Marie, please.
I will. Say hi to Shada. Peace out, and God bless. Talk to you later.
All right. Thanks, Jimmy.
Bye.
That's a good guy right there. He's a very good dude. I appreciate his friendship, and I'm very grateful for his clean time and sobriety, because I would have never got to meet him and his wonderful sister otherwise. Let's see. Steak pizzaiola is my favorite addiction. I hear that, bro. Don't make me hungry, please. I haven't eaten yet today. I'm fucking starving to death here. I got to eat something soon, or I'm gonna. I don't know. I think I might pass out. Gunsmoke the Dawn is here. He doesn't like joining these streams because they make him sad. But maybe we'll do an intervention on Gunsmoke. Get him to stop smoking weed. FBS, how many years did you use Coke? And it was a daily thing. There was 2 times in my life where I used it. No, 3 times where I used it that it was a daily thing. The first time lasted maybe a year. The second time, 2 or 3. And the last time, I'd say, Jesus Christ, 6 years, daily, every single day. It was bad. It was very bad. I didn't use, there was obviously certain days where my use was a lot heavier than others. Those are the days where I would drink myself stupid and everything else, take Xanax and Ativan, whatever I could to keep my heart slowed down just so I could do more Coke. But daily use, there was a point even, I was working. I was DJing. I was working at a catering company during the day. I was DJing like 3 nights a week at night. And of course, DJing, I'd be able to use it. I'm in nightclubs and shit. But even at my catering job, I would go, I worked in a big banquet hall, and there was an upstairs, like a mezzanine, and there was a bathroom back there nobody ever used. So a couple of times a day during work, I would go up there. I would grab a beer out of the bar, right, a cold beer, and I would go in the bathroom. I would guzzle the beer. I'd cut up a few lines, do them, smoke a cigarette, and go back to work. But there was times when it was constant use, for years, where day in and day out, where I was, guys, I got to the point where I could do a couple of lines and go to sleep or eat a big meal. It didn't even affect me anymore. Like I started to wonder why I was even doing it. Like I think part of me was addicted to the drain. Even that was so important to me. I don't even think I was getting any kind of high. I loved just the feeling of it, just doing it itself, just the ritual, I guess you could say. Then it got to a point my nose is so fucked up and everything, I wasn't even getting the drain anymore. So it's like I was doing it for nothing, but I couldn't stop. I was doing it all fucking day. And I looked forward to any situation where, a barbecue, a party, whatever, going out to a club, just so I had more of a reason to drink and do more and more Coke. And, it was ugly. It was bad. It was very bad. And look what it caused me. Look what it cost me. It cost me my health. It also cost me my freedom. I was incarcerated several times. I got, congestive heart failure. That's a terminal illness that is forever. I have a defibrillator under my arm in case my heart stops. I have all kinds of other things. If I showed you my diagnosis sheet for my doctor, you guys would fall over. I mean, I got all kinds of things related to my heart. Things that I don't even know how to pronounce the fucking words. All because of that. So, I certainly paid the price. Oh, absolutely. Miss McGinnis. That's when I really fell in love. I remember I was out at this after hours club. It was a membership only place I used to hang out at called Ada's. And I remember one night I was fucking lit. I wasn't doing Coke that heavy at the time, but I was drinking a lot. And I drank so much. I was so fucked up I couldn't even stand up. I got myself to the bathroom of the club and I did a couple of bumps and I was brand fucking new. And that's when I was like, holy shit, I could drink forever. I could drink for days on end as long as I do some Coke with it. That's why I say it's like cereal and milk. It balances you out. And it works the other way too. The more you drink, the more Coke you could do. Because if you do a lot of Coke, I don't care who you are, you're going to be geeking out. You're going to be a nervous fucking wreck. But not if you drink with it. It makes it all better. It calms you down. It keeps your heart under control. So it was, they went together like I said, cereal and milk. Gerard, I'll drop the link for you right now. Yeah, I'm dropping it. Gerard's a good guy. See what he has to say. Yeah, Bruno, that's what happens, bro. I couldn't believe it when I was to the point. Not only did I do Coke before I went to sleep, I needed it. And if I woke up like in the middle of the night, I would do a line and smoke a cigarette and go right back to fucking sleep. It was unreal. It was unreal. It didn't even have the effect anymore. Well, that too, bro. That's another thing that's addicting. Yeah, just the ritual, the smell of it, the drain. It's, you fall in love with it. Gerard, what's up, my friend?
Hey, hang on. Let me try and get rid of this delay. There we go. Can you hear me?
Buddy? Yep, I can hear you great.
Doing good. Doing real good. I saw your diagnosis on your heart. We had exact hearts. Exactly the same.
Really?
Yeah, I had a.
The hell happened to Gerard? Gerard, where'd you go? Come back. Son of a bitch. They do, Miss McGinnis. Let me drop the link again. Shit. I was very interested to hear what he had to say. There you are. Okay. Yeah, I don't know what happened. I don't know if I did that or you did that.
It's me. I got this little fucking button at the bottom of the little phone, and it says leave. And I got to remember not to touch the right-hand side of the button. I bounce myself on Jimmy's program all the time. Yeah, but I liked I like what you had to say about your heart. I saw that a while back, and I had the same condition, and I had numerous pacemakers put in, and defibrillators, and lost my heart. Eventually, came down to an exterior heart pump. So what is that? That's like a fish tank filter they put in your heart, and there's no blood pulse. And I had outside battery packs, and then eventually I had a heart transplant. So I got
Oh,
lucky.
you did?
So I had a heart transplant. But did I have to go through all that? You know, I had dilated myocardial I don't know the word. My wife's
Cardiopathy,
medical.
dilated
Yeah.
cardiomyopathy. That's what it is. We
Yeah.
had it all scrambled. Yeah, I got it too, bro.
Yeah.
I got this. I got
So
dilated cardiomyopathy. Same thing.
yeah, I got the same thing.
I had a PVC ablation. I don't know if you know what that is, but that helped me a lot.
I didn't have an ablation, but there were a lot of people at Mass General who were getting them.
Yeah.
But I was in the big leagues, and was life lifted a bunch of times to Mass General. So before I get into what's important, I just wanted everybody to know that if you live in rurality, i.e. out in the country, there's a program to give you free airlifts to major hospitals. Okay.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So like Mass General is one of the best heart transplant centers in the country. And there's a company called Patient Airlift Services, abbreviated PALS, as like, you know, pals like my friend.
Yeah.
And so when I go to Mass General for my follow-ups, I just drive 30 minutes to my local airport. A dude with a jet comes in, picks me up. I don't go through regular check-in. I go through the general aviation, which is where all the millionaires go.
Yeah.
Get right on a plane. They fly me from upstate New York, about a 30, 45-minute ride straight into Boston. And the next thing you know, I'm right at the door getting treated. It's free.
Wow.
So anyone can sign up for it. It's free. You get a free air flight to and from. These guys are millionaires, and all they want to do is fly their kites. So if there's anybody out in the audience that needs treatment for anything, cancer, like I said, heart transplants, that kind of thing, serious illnesses, and you can't drive to you're not like in the city of New York, right? Okay, they won't take a guy like that because there's plenty of institutions that you could drive to.
Yeah.
But there are people probably listening here that live in Maine and shit, you know, or you're in PA. You could be in the middle of the country. I don't know, in the middle of Nowhereville. Yeah. So anyhow, that's the ad for today. So you're talking about things. I got coming up on 34 years. It's not a big deal. It's 34 years, one day at a time.
Congratulations.
Right. But, you know, that's all long gone. And I've got just as a fantastic story as everybody else, and I'm not going to get into a long situation about that. Suffice to say that I was living on a plane. I was stuck on a plane where, like you say, every day I had to do something to get out of myself. And there's this analogy we use in our program, and I kind of mentioned it to Jimmy the other day, but maybe I didn't express myself so well. But it's about the four horsemen.
Yeah.
And now the four horsemen of the apocalypse doesn't require you to believe in anything. Okay, doesn't require you to be a scholar of the Bible, which I'm not. Frankly, I don't know much about it, even though I was raised a Catholic. But we addicts, we alcoholics are riding what's called the pale horse. The pale horse is the body. It represents our body. it represents that our body actually has control over us, Chris. And that is, an overdose of a lot of things. In our case, some people it's sensuality, other people it's drugs and alcohol, and other people it's having personal acclaim and trying to be better than other people, all for the sake of what is really true in life. So if you feel like your life is unmanageable, I'm speaking to about myself only, but maybe some other people might catch on, or you feel like you're losing control, there's a chance that you might be on top of that pale horse. And to that way leads to nowhere. I mean, on this plane, we've all been to hell, you and I.
Yeah.
Okay. In our minds. And the damage that we cause to people around us is overwhelming because we're living for our bodies. The other horse that needs to be controlled in sobriety is the red horse. And people ride the red horse. And all that means is emotions or feelings. We can see our body. We can touch our body. We can see it. It's there. But we can't see our feelings. We can't see our emotions. But we understand it. Yeah. And oftentimes, our emotions get away from us. You mentioned a couple guys the last couple of weeks, these people that seek to harm others. There's a good chance that they don't have control over their emotions. So if they don't have control over their emotions, Chris, their emotions are controlling them. And that, again, is a really bad place to be. That's hell. Yeah. There are a lot of guys out there that I've seen based on what I heard and what I've seen on their other shows that tell me they're riding the pale horse. That leads to hell. Or they're riding to the red horse, which is actually the greater extent of it is murder, hurting other people physically, or war, right? And so the fiery red horse is really a bad place to be too. And so throughout my day, I have to make sure that one, I'm not looking to ride the pale or the fiery red, because I'm Irish and I have an Irish temper.
Yeah.
And so I gotta be real fucking careful what I say. Even if I don't say anything, it's probably better. Yeah. And not only that, I don't express myself properly. I just go in a fit of rage in my head, and so I gotta stop. And one of the things I was talking to Jimmy about is wise man lets a person finish their sentences and listening. That keeps me off that fiery red horse. The other one is the intellect, right? We got emotions and we got intellect. That's what the body's comprised of. We have our feelings, we have our body, and inside our body we have emotions, and we also have what we know and all that we know. And it is a dangerous thing to believe that what we know can guide us through life. If we only rely on our intellect, it's a bad deal. Yeah. And so there are people out there who, particularly in the last few centuries, Western education, who have focused strictly on the physics, the math, and other things, but have left out the spirituality that was part of an all-rounded education. Yeah. So when we say, okay, well, I'm a smart ass, I know everything. There's no God. I can see everything in the 3 dimensions. Well, you can, I can, but I can't see what's beyond that. There might be
Yeah.
something beyond that, because certainly something. There's an innermost self deep down in our souls that we're always trying to look for. That's why you have this program. This is why you help other people, right?
Yeah.
And finally, the guy that rides the white horse is doing all the things different than what the three riders are on the pale horse. He's riding free. He's above all that. Few things don't hurt him, don't bother him. And he moves effortlessly. And things that at one time would just hold me back. God damn it. If only this and if only that, I wouldn't
Yeah.
be in this situation, right?
It's the worst
victimhood.
thing to do. Yeah.
Yeah, it's like, if I could just go back in time, I'm so fucking brilliant. I could change everything.
Yeah.
And the fact is that we're all human and our bodies are decaying. Our emotions need to be controlled. We can't live. Sorry, there's no eternity here on Earth. It's not going to happen.
Yeah.
And I think there was a lot of problems deep down inside of me that caused me to do what I had to do. And a lot of it was because I was riding that red horse. I'm not talking about the small things in life. I'm talking about, why was I so afraid of everything? Why is it that I couldn't do stuff unless I was high as a kite? And after a while, it's got diminishing returns, Chris. You know that. It
Yeah.
leads to a fucking hell. I don't know if that makes any sense, but I hope when I go through my day, some people will think, well, am I riding that pale horse today?
Yeah.
Living, do I have to buy that shit? How's that going to help me? I used to make impulsive buys. I'd go around and I'd buy shit, and it would arrive in the mail. And after I bought it, it was like a big downer, It's like, it didn't do anything for me,
Yeah.
It's the same. Thank you. It was the same thing with the drugs, Oh, the excitement of going out, excitement of being a perfect person, enjoying someone's company. And of course, after a while, right, Chris, we end up in company that maybe you and I shouldn't have been in.
Yeah. I know what you mean. I know what you mean. And listen, whatever program works for you, that's what I say. I think we all do the little things differently, whatever's suited to our sobriety, but whatever works for you. Everybody's different. So, but I
That's true.
appreciate you coming on and sharing your theory and how you get through your days. You got a lot of clean time, so it's very commendable.
Thanks. You have a good day now, okay?
Oh, absolutely, Gerard. You're welcome on anytime, just so you know.
All right. I'll see you, bro.
All right. Thanks. Rizzy Painting, Canadian, $20. Great talk, gents. It's all about people helping people. That's right, it is. And I appreciate Gerard coming on, sharing some wisdom with us. I have to, unfortunately, speed things along because I'm going to try to get out of Lee Cole's way at 6 o'clock. He's doing a show, I believe. It's an important one. But Nightmare 1503, yeah, grab the link, bro. I dropped it for you. You're welcome on. You know that, man. Anybody. Unfortunately, we only got about 15 minutes left, but grab the link. I'd like to hear what you have to say. Let's see what people are talking about. Yeah, Miss McGinnis, absolutely. Yeah, he's definitely got a lot of wisdom. What's up, Neil S? How you doing, my friend? Oh, Bruno, yeah, well said. Absolutely. Yeah, and that's what happens. I remember being on a first date And after taking the girl to dinner, stopping at my house just so I could do a couple of lines and then take her out to a bar after. I mean, it was everything. It dictates everything. Nightmare 1503, what's up, my friend?
What's up? How's it going, dude?
Good, man. Good to have you back on.
Thank you. I just wanted, since it was the recovery episode, I just wanted to share a little episode I had in my life about, like I said, I grew up in the system, kind of. I've never been in prison. I saw a comment when I was on last time. Someone said, ask him about something about prison. I never been to prison. I've been to juvenile hall. Started going when I was like 13, 14. Went to county jail, stuff like that, juvenile camps. I never been to prison. Not so I can't speak on that. But anyway, so I started doing drugs. By the time I was 12, I did all the street drugs by that time. I did everything young. I grew up in a house where there was a lot of drug abuse and stuff like that. This was like the late 80s, so around that time, where I grew up at, it was PCP and heroin. So I grew up around a lot of that, but that was never my drug of choice or anything like that. I have done those drugs, but it was never my thing, you know? My thing was methamphetamine. I love that. when I would do it here and there, but when it got a hold of me, like around the time I was 14, that was my thing. That's what I did. A lot of the stuff I did, even though I did have like, over here in California, we have something on juvenile probation. Well, Orange County Department of the Probation, we have something called gang terms, and GVS, which stands for Gang Violence Suppression Program. Therefore, high-ranking gang members, but I don't see how they can dictate who's high-ranking and who's not, whatever, right? I think that's a little crap just to get you on that. Yeah. And when you're on that, if you have a brother that's supposed to be that too, you can't even live with your brother. You have to find somewhere else for them to live so you can live and do your probation. So anyways, on one of my many trips home, I got out. My birthday was coming up. I got out April 17th or something like that. And my birthday was coming up. So my cousin, who was younger than me at the time, he sold, you know, allegedly. And he's like, here, you came home, da-da-da-da-da. We were partying, whatever, and it was like a week to my birthday. So we're partying the whole week, boom, 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 boom. And he chopped it up in a line, but he made a 1 and a 6 out of powder. Said here, because I was turning 16. And he goes, do it, bro, do it. If you can't do it in one shot, you can't, I'm not gonna let you save whatever, because I was planning on doing a little bit and then saving the rest. He was like, do it in one shot. I did it. And I was just zooming, dude. I was freaking zooming. And I left, went home, did whatever. A lot of miscellaneous things happened, but I ended up talking to him later on that night. I was like, hey, bro, it's my birthday. I don't have nothing. I just got out. I ain't doing too good. He's like, here, boom, give me some issue. Sell this, make some money, do what you want with it. Cool. So I took that. I didn't even have time to bag it up. I was barely gonna walk home with it, and from his house to where I stayed at. And that time, two of my older family members cruised up. Oh, there's a party over here. Let's go. Who's on to go? I'm like, cool, I'll go. I could sell this, you know, make some money while I'm there. My cousin saw it because it was still in raw form. He's like, you're not taking that in my card. Being the little kid thinking I can get away with everything. Oh, okay, yeah, cool. Here, look, I'm putting it away. When he turned his back, I put it back in my pocket. Boom, we rolled over there. Well, the cops in the neighborhood, they know who I am, dude. They know me. So when they saw, they stopped us, did the whole felony stop thing, hounds out the window, all that, right? So like I said, I had just gotten out, and I knew that was going to be a violation. So I know you're probably not going to believe me when I say this. I had 4.5 grams of methamphetamine on me. I did not know at the time as a child that could kill you if you ate it. I ate the whole thing. I ate the whole thing, bro.
God.
I ate the whole thing, and I put it in my mouth, ripped the bag, ate it, and then like even like with the stuff inside my mouth, you know how in casino how they show the casinos getting blown up.
Yeah.
Remember, the old Vegas is out. This is the new Vegas, and they show the right when the buildings explode and you can see the debris coming from the side, I could feel that in my mouth with the powder. And I just went, oh, it was the most grossest thing till this day, bro. So anyways, eat it. But after I eat it, I have the bag and they have all the lights on us. Yeah, it may be night, but they can still see. So I go like that with the bag and they go, put your hands up. So I put my hands up. They get me out the car. They search where I was sitting. They find the bag, scrape the bag. They get 1.9 milligrams, which is like a speck. But it was enough for the testing agent. Tested, came back purple. That's possession. I go back. I haven't even been out 2 weeks, and I'm already going back. But that's just how it was for me. I was just in and out all the time. So this stuff is melting in my stomach as they take me, fingerprint, put me in the juvenile holding section, and I'm starting to feel funny. I'm starting to feel dizzy. And then out of nowhere, I can't control myself. I start making these weird faces, doing this thing with my tongue. And then I just fall on the floor. Boom. Start doing the flish flop. They're like, dude, I know you just got out, but you can't be afraid that much to go back. I'm like, dude, I ain't afraid, dude. I need to go to the hospital. Took me to the hospital.
Having a seizure, probably, yeah.
Yeah. I said hyperventilation, whatever that is. That was happening to me. So they took me to the local hospital, checked me out. They said he should be fine. Well, the rest of the stuff hasn't had time to melt. So they take me back to the station. I start doing way more stuff. And what they start doing is they think, supposedly from whatever, they think I'm playing. They think I'm joking. So, we wore the big pants and stuff like that. And when you go there, they take your belt, Yeah. So as I'm doing this flish walk thing on the floor, I'm crawling and my pants are falling. So they start making fun of me, taking pictures of me, laughing, and just doing that whole fucking rampart type shit,
Yeah.
So they take me. I go to juvenile hall. I'm finally happy that I'm there because I know everybody there because I'm always there. As soon as I walk in, they uncuff me. I told them I'm gonna faint. I think I'm gonna fall. And he goes, "You better not. You better not." As soon as he took off the last cuff, boom, ate shit right there. They pick me up, check my vitals. They go, "Oh, you're gonna be okay." They walk 2 steps. Like if I can't hear them, they go, "Why'd you bring me? He's gonna fucking die right now." So now this cup's like, "Oh, he wasn't faking." They go take me to next door is the hospital from the juvenile hall. Take me next door. They call my mother. She gets there. They sign me over to my mother because they don't want me dying under their supervision. So they signed me out to my mom. Good luck, left. And then, that was pretty much what happened. I did a lot of other crazy stuff in the hospital. I thought people were chasing me. They would try to take me from one part to the other part to check like MRI, do whatever. And I would jump off, run around. They would have security at this hospital because it was a fancy hospital. And they would tackle me and whatever. I thought the bed, there's a wire that comes down and it controls the bed. Goes up, whatever. I thought that thing was a bomb device. And I thought if they pushed the button, it was going to blow it up. So I slapped it out of the nurse's hand. It was just a bunch of crazy stuff. And mind you, I'm 16 at this time. So I just think it's part of life. That's what happens, But even after that happened, I still did not quit. I still kept going. I'm a kid. I don't care. I don't see life for what it is. I'm here right now, so I'm going to live it for right now. So that's how I lived for a long time. Now, I do not drink. I do not do no drugs. And it's not because I went to a program or nothing. It's just, it got to the point to where things were so boring for me. You have fun and whatever, but there was no party that I was going to walk into where I was going to be like, whoa, this is fucking awesome. I never did that before, Because I did it all. You know what I mean? So it just got so boring that I just stopped, dude. I'm not saying this to fucking be like, oh, I don't need a program. So no, I'm not. I know people need programs. My dad needed something like that, we all do. But to me, it just got boring, dude. And that's what saved me. The fact that I was doing everything so young that everything just got boring. So that in the long run saved me. But yeah, it's just stuff like that happened to me. I have a lot of other like drug stories, a lot of other weird stuff I saw. But
Well,
yeah, what
listen,
happened?
it sounds like you got it out of your system when you were young, man. You're lucky, bro. And listen, I got to get going, unfortunately, but any of these shows, bro, please come on and share more of your stories because I'm sure you have a lot of them, bro. And people would be interested.
Yeah, I just I don't know. I was just hearing that guy talking. I was like, I'm gonna jump on, dude. You know,
Oh, yeah.
I'm gonna spit this. I'm gonna spit this tale real quick because I forgot what someone said, but someone said something that kind of reminded me of something, and then that thought led me to this thought. And yeah, but we all do need something, and if anybody out there having a problem, I'm sure there's people that are out there to help you. And if you can't find someone out there to help you, start going to AAs or NAs or whatever, because there's gonna be someone there that wants to help you. Because there's some people that it gives them something inside that keeps them going by helping people. So that's just a little story I want to say. I know you have to get out of here. I didn't think it was really gonna take that long for me to say it actually, but
Oh, it's all
like
good, man.
keep doing what you do. I'll be here again tomorrow for tomorrow's episode and the one after that. And oh, one more thing I wanted to say before I go. I want to give a shout out to Miss Can't Be Wrong. She's one of the most awesomest wrenches ever because I'm a wrench with her on Gunsmoke show. And I go to like delete a comment or block someone or something, they'll say other monitor already did this. And when I go to check who it is, because they'll say it was by this person, it's always Miss Can't Be Wrong. She's on her stuff. She's awesome. So that's just a shout out to you. And shout out to Gunsmoke too.
That's what's up, man. Yeah, thank you for coming on, bro. And please join us on the next Addiction and Recovery show. Tell more of your stories. You're always welcome.
I'll be here for all your shows, bro.
All right.
All right.
Sounds good, man. Thank you,
All
bro.
right. Later, man.
All right, peace. All right, so I'm gonna have to wrap it up. Unfortunately, I have some stuff to do anyway. Plus, Lee is gonna be coming on and doing what I think is gonna be a very good show at 6:00. Let me peace for Russia and Ukraine. I had no idea who you were, bro. So I got rid of your wrench, but here I'll give it back to you now. Well, somebody blocked you, son of a bitch. Let me see if I can do this. Here you go. Now he's a good guy. There you go. You got a wrench now. All right. So listen, I'd go on forever if I could, but like I said, I have to get something to eat, do a couple of things, and I'll be back on tonight. I have a feeling. I can't say for sure, but I think I will. So thank you guys for everything. Listen, anybody struggling, please seek help anywhere you can. Do whatever you can to save your life before it's too late. Anybody in recovery, stay strong. Remember that sobriety is the greatest gift any of us can receive. So just be grateful every day for everything you have, like I am, and try to keep a smile on your face. All right, guys, I'm out of here for now. I'll see you later. Remember, I love all of you, and until next time, salute.